Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Twin Flame Energy card reading. This week there has been lots of intense energy, lots of emotional release, lots of heart release. And because we've got a mini eclipse coming up, it will kind of carry on for a little while up to the end of August, where you definitely see that transitioning and changes coming about. So I did a spread for the next week to see what's happening with the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine energies. This week I have the Divine Masculine energies on this side and the Divine Feminine on this side, with some advice cards for masculine and feminine and what's happening to bring them into balance. Also have an overall crowning card. So I shall just get straight into it this week. And the first card that I pulled for the Divine Masculine on the physical plane at the moment, so what is outwardly being shown in our physical reality. And the card that I pulled for this week is the Sacral Chakra, which I think we had a couple of weeks ago for both male and female energies. I have it again for the male energy. This sacral chakra is all about, it's about emotions, it's about sexuality, creativity, and balancing out that part of you. So for some of the Divine Masculines, those who are in their Divine Masculine energy at the moment, it's about getting going on projects for really expanding your creativity at the moment and allowing for any emotions that do come up, just to come up and let them come out. Do not worry too much about keeping them sort of stuffed down because you've done so much work and you don't want to mess up, the law of attraction, that like attract like. Then you do need to let emotions out as they come up. So, I don't know, play some loud music, scream as loud as you can. If that's what you need to do, punch a pillow, just do whatever it is that you need to get the emotions out safely. And when you've released that, that's releasing past karmic hurt, that's releasing this past energy that you need to get rid of, because otherwise you're hanging on to it. And by doing activities that are very creative and that can express your inner self, your inner child, that also helps with bringing you back into alignment and helping to heal this sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is, its element is water. So going near water is also very good for you. Maybe go swimming, and if you don't like swimming, go and sit by a river or a lake or the sea, anything that brings you to that energy, to the cleansing, healing energy of water. That will definitely help with bringing your sacral chakra back into alignment. For the feminine energy on the physical for this week, it also has got water here. It says positive movement forward. So there is a feeling with this card that where things have been a bit stuck, where things have needed to change, but it feels almost as if you're kind of stagnating. It's like that energy is being freed up because of all this emotional release. It's allowing this energy to free up so that she can have movement forward. But I get the feeling for some that they feel a bit all at sea at the moment, a bit as if there's that lack of direction. So I have a feeling that for some of the feminine, those are working in their feminine energy, they're feeling a little bit not knowing which direction they are heading in at the moment. Spirits are saying that's okay. It's okay not to know. It's okay just to trust that you are moving forward and that you are moving forward in a positive direction. So just allow yourself, go with the flow, allow the process to unfold. Don't try and hold on too tightly to the way that you think it should be. For both masculine and feminine, the card that I got here is balance. And I do feel, and I think I said this last week, I do feel that the energies, the masculine and feminine energies, both within the individuals and outwardly within the collective, are becoming much more in balance, particularly for those who are first wavers, those ones that have recently come into union or are about to come into union. There is that sense of balance. And after this emotional purging, and towards the end of August, when things begin to settle down, I feel like there's going to be much more balanced energies. And this is going to help. It says that the balance is in the physical, which is going to help with union and having that physical union for those that it is their pathway to come together. So at the moment, on the physical plane, it's as if they've been asked to go with the flow, to check the emotions and to allow things to come up as and when, and allow that to flow. Let it all out. I know personally, the past week, things have come up again for me that I thought I had kind of dealt with, and bringing back emotions and had more emotional release to do. And that was necessary. So it's just allowing that to happen, allow that to take place. Even if you think that you may have dealt with something, it may be something that you haven't quite finished with, and it just needs that extra bit of release and letting go of. Just allow the process. For the Divine Masculine in his heart space at the moment, the card I got here, it says, love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. And here again, this is all water, and I don't know if you can see the picture very well. It's a very beautiful picture, and it's all she's extending out from this boat with the waters and the rainbow energy around. And with this card, I get the feeling of allowing himself to truly express who he is through his heart now. And I have a feeling that for many, they have addressed a lot of these beliefs that they've been hanging on to in that ego mindset of how they feel that they should behave, how they feel that a relationship should look, and that's kind of all been dissolved. And for many, it's it's allowed them to be able to be who they truly are. But now the heart is asking for you to really love who that person is, to really get in touch with who you are. And it's asking for that real self-love. And just to express yourself. Like the sacral card is asking for the expression of creativity, the heart is also craving for this expression of your true self. So allowing your true self to come out through your heart space. For the Divine Feminine, the card that I got was spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. And of course, if you're on the twin flame pathway, you know and you realise that this connection is spiritual and divine and is eternal. But within the heart this week, she's been asked to feel that again, because for some Divine Feminines, I feel as if they've kind of shut it off, or they're trying to shut it out, trying to move on from this. And yes, you need to have that surrender, but in surrendering doesn't mean that you can forget and shut it away. It's just surrendering to the process and to not have any expectations. You still need to have the divine connection, and by feeling that divine connection, that is actually feeling that divine connection with yourself and with your true self, divine self. So she's been asked this week to renew the connection to her masculine counterpart, and I feel that he's in need of that this week. He, as she has both been through this purging, but I feel that it's as if he needs her love and reassurance, maybe more than she needs it back at the moment, because we mirror, but then we go through different times where one is needing more support than the other, and at the moment it feels like the Divine Masculine really needs the heart energy, really needs that extra reassurance and love. And you can see from this picture, it's as if she's holding his hand, and it's as if she's giving him this reassurance that it's okay, it will all be okay. And the card that I got actually for both of them says, be supportive, make a genuine effort to show that you care. And with this card I also got the feeling that it's about supporting each other, particularly the Divine Feminine, in sending that heart healing to the Divine Masculine this week, but for both of them to send the love and the support out to their divine counterpart and feel that connection, really go into that heart energy. From the spiritual 5D energy, for the masculine, the card I got as projections. And for me, this feels very much about how he's projecting himself out into the world, what tied up to the heart energy card, which is saying love who you are. This card is asking him to really think about what is it that he's projecting out? Is he projecting out his ego mind, or is it from his soul? Is his external world? Because your external world is a reflection of your inner world, so because that's the reality that you are creating. So it's asking him to look at his external world, to understand what it is that he's bringing to him. What is it that you are creating in your reality? And if there are things that no longer resonate or that you really don't feel comfortable with, maybe there is an adjustment of some of the behaviour that you need to do, or the way that you are presenting yourself to others. Often, if you have somebody who you are having a difficult connection with and they are irritating you or causing you to become angry, often it's because they're actually projecting a part of your internal self that you aren't comfortable with. So the 5D this week is asking him to address this, have a look at this, have a look and step back, try and step back from your ego mind and look at it from a different perspective to see if there's any adjustments that need to be done. Also, I think for some, it's the projection of how he's seeing his divine feminine. So look at your divine feminine as well, because if there is things that you are not comfortable with, that the way that she is projecting herself, then because you mirror each other, then maybe it's asking you to then look within yourself to see if you are actually projecting that behaviour. Like, for instance, if you are in separation and you feel like your twin flame counterpart is the runner, then it's asking what part of you is running away from you, because it's a reflection of what's going on within. So is it because you fear being abandoned? Is it because you feel not worthy? Is it because you fear you're unlovable? Looking at those projections to see where they may stem from. Okay, for the divine feminine, for the 5D, the card I got was change. This is all, I feel, to do with the Lion Gateway that is opened up at the moment, and that portal of change, the energy that's swirling about and changing. And for her, I feel that there is perceptions that are changing at the moment, the way that she is viewing her external world, the way that she's viewing her internal world also is changing. I feel that there is still a bit of an ego fight going on sometimes, but this, I feel like she's being able to recognise this more and more. But for her, it definitely feels like there is changes around, and she needs to be okay with allowing things to unfold, allowing yourself to go with the flow and not hold on too tightly to the way you think that your life should look, the way it should look, because for many there is this surrendering process that they're within at the moment, and if you're not surrendering, then you will keep having instances that will be asking you to surrender. So you may find that there are things that are occurring that really try your patience at the moment, and where you are feeling frustrated over, but it is because you have to just allow the process. And if you continue to resist the change and resist and push, then you will just be shown more of these instances. So you will just get more of these challenges until you learn to allow and let go and trust. So it's asking her to really just trust in the process and allow change. Because the card I got for both masculine and feminine from the 5D perspective is ripeness. So this is a feeling that, you know, you're ready. You are ready. There is this feeling, particularly with there's a new moon here, so up to when the new moon occurs, there is change occurring. And the fruits of your labour, that's what I keep getting, the fruits of your labour. So all of these seeds that you have sown, all of this groundwork that you have done, all this work that you've been doing on yourself, there is a time that it comes to fruition. And to trust that this is happening, and to trust that on a 5D level, there is no separation. There is never any separation. You are already one whole, one with your divine counterpart. That is already occurring, and it always has done. So saying you are ready, you are mature enough for this, and it is this ripe fruit. And because August is a time of harvest, it feels like it is this kind of harvest time that is coming for many. And trust in that. As advice cards, I'll do the Divine Masculine first that I got for this week. I've got the King or the Elder in this pack, it's called, of Wands, and the Student or the Page of Cups. Now, for the Wands and for this card, I get a feeling of being industrious, and whereas before it's been told to really look at who you are, embrace who you are, use your creativity to allow the expression of who you are to come out. It's also talks about, you know, allowing your spirit to dance, allow your creativity again, and your ingenuity, that you know exactly who you are and what you are capable of, and to remember that your spirit and your soul knows the right process for you. And if you feel that, you know, you need to journal about this, you need to write it down, even sometimes you need to write stuff down, and then you can release it by burning it and release it out into the universe. You don't necessarily have to hold on to stuff that you write down about your emotions or about how you are feeling at the moment. But if that's part of the process that's going to help you to discover who you are and move you along in this journey, then that would be a good thing to do this week. Also, the Student of Cups talks about emotions and about your dreams, about daring to dream, daring to imagine what you want your world to look like. So this week he's been asked to project out what you do want, what you do really want, and check in to make sure that you're not projecting out what you don't want to bring to you. So making sure that you're putting out there what you want to bring back. The other card I got for him was Shadow, and this is this acceptance that you do have a shadow side. We all have shadow and light because we are both of those things within us, and it's just to accept that shadow side and when it comes up, just this is about allowing those emotions again. This is about saying it's okay to let those emotions out. And yes, I know that old paradigm has been very much that men shouldn't, boys shouldn't cry, and you should hold it all in and not express your emotions. But this advice is no, allow them out. It's much, much better for you to allow them and express them. So as they come up, just allow that to happen. For the Divine Feminine and her advice cards, the cards I got for her is the Eight of Swords, and also the Eight of Wands. So, the Eight of Swords I will talk about first. This, as you can see from the picture, is kind of like he's got a blindfold on, and it's as if he's searching for something. He's not quite sure what he's searching for, where he's going for. So it's like you still feel like you're in the dark about certain things, not feeling that you have all of the evidence and know everything. But it's okay not to know everything. It's okay, as I said before, to go with the flow and to let things unfold. So even if you feel like you're a bit in the dark about things at the moment, it's fine. Sorry if you can hear some whining. My cat's just walked in, so you may well hear the cat whining. So sorry about that. Shush. Okay, so it's about the fact that you know how to navigate your way through your challenges. You know how to let your senses guide you. And if you're feeling restricted, just ask Spirit, go within, ask how can you get out of this situation? How can you move forward with this? Because you can. The other card I got for her was the Eight of Wands, and this card is to do with messages, with incoming messages. So she's asked to be really mindful and aware of the messages that she's getting, be them from Spirit or from the messages that she's seeing around her. And it's also talking about setting your intentions of what you do want. Okay. The last card I got for her is discontentment and boredom. So the advice is to try not to go into that energy, into that impatience, into that turning yourself away from all the good changes and all the good things that are coming up, because maybe it's not looking the way that you wanted it to look. Maybe things are going off in a slightly different direction, but the advice is just to try and enjoy where you are and try and understand that there is a process, that it's as if it's this big jigsaw and everything's slotting into place. May not slot into place exactly how you thought it was going to, but just allow it to happen, allow that process. And I pulled a card for the whole reading for today. And the card that I pulled is Speak the Language of Love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. This, again, I feel is to do with the self-talk that you give you, there's a lot of dissolving of the ego at the moment, and the ego does like to hook us in and bring us down sometimes. So it's not allowing that to happen. As you can see on the card, that they are the twins, and they are holding in their hands this beautiful light. And I get a sense with this card that it's just reminding you that you are on this divine pathway, that you are twin flames, and that you are always together and you can communicate with each other. You can show your love for one another. You don't have to be in the physical to be able to do that. You can do that from your heart space. And both twins this week are being very much asked to look at their ego selves and dissolve away anything, any of that residual ego energy that is keeping you from expressing who you truly are. Not who you feel that you should be, but who you truly are, who your spiritual, your soul self is. To know that you are ready for change. You are ready for union. You are now both on the physical plane coming into balance, which is where you want the expression to come out, where you want that reality of physical love to come out. So trust in that. Go with the flow. Express your creativity. And know that in feeling and knowing that there is no separation, that what you feel within will then project without into your reality. So I think this week is a very positive reading, and know that there is changes coming up, good changes, and there is a feeling of readiness, but not to hold yourself back in this because of ideals and ideas that you have had about who you have been told you are. Be who you actually are. Okay. I hope that was helpful for you and that you enjoyed that reading. If you have, you can like the reading or subscribe to my channel. I also do one-to-one readings, twin flame readings, and spiritual guidance, twin flame guidance, and I'm also a qualified hypnotherapist, so I do spiritual hypnotherapy as well. So if there's anything that resonates with you and you would like, then I will put a link below to my website and my email, and just drop me a line. I hope you have a wonderful week. Many blessings. Namaste.